Hi guys, in this video we are going to see how we can display these fields on the front end. But before we do that, let's see what setup we have got. We have got a book schema and these properties are added. Some of these are linked and this property is actually called into this post by selecting this schema item. All the required field values are filled and on the front end it's simple, and in the structure data test if we retest, all these schema item properties are loading fine. But what we are going to do is that we are going to see how we can display these fields values on the front end. Right now if we reload this page, there is nothing that is displayed on the front end. The most important question is why we need to display these fields on the front end, or why we need to display these data on the front end as well. For this purpose, I have put together links for some of the articles. First of all, let's go to our Google search guidelines for structured data, and I need to bring your attention to this specific guideline, which reads as the structured data is not representative of the main content of the page or is potentially misleading. So what are these? These are some of the common reasons for which your structured data will not show up in the results. To elaborate on this, if we just scroll down and check this point, don't mark up content that is not visible to readers of the page, which means that if you are just adding a json.ld markup, which we are adding in this case, but this markup is not displayed on the front end. As you see, there is nothing related to all this information that is added using json plus ld data. So this is required to have our contents also reflect this json ld markup. Another article on this is from Mozilla, and it's under point 3 under the policy violation. It says that all annotated information must be on the page. Adding information that is not on the page will likely not show in the search results and is against Google guidelines. In plain and simple words, whatever structured data you are adding should be visible in the contents as well. There are some other articles as well, and I have put together this as well. Point made in this article is that do not misrepresent the information on the page. You can read all this in your leisure time. So what I am going to show is that how you can display these dynamically added data on your front end. For this purpose, we are going to use schema settings. So let's go to our settings. Under post types, under posts. This is the section we are primarily dealing with, which is front-end visibility settings. Right now these front-end visibility settings are turned off by default, but you can always turn it on. This plugin uSchema is not primarily dealing with the front end. Its prime objective is to add schema, but I wanted to give some way to the user so that if they need to display this field, they can do so. Let's activate this. And there are multiple ways we can show this schema. First, I'll show you a generic one where we can use a filter that is the underscore content, which is actually a filter that is used to filter up the contents of any post. What we are going to do is that we can define its priority, its position, and template style. There are 4 template styles. Let's stick with list for now because I want to show you what it does. So let's just save this. By only doing this change, if we go to our page, this post, you see it's nothing there, but if we reload and just scroll down, these are all the fields and their respective values are added for this post. It will make more sense. Let me just change its template. Let's change it to table, save, and if we reload, they will display as a table. Like these are the property IDs or labels, and these are its values. If we scroll down, there is an image property ID and value, but we don't want to show just an image URL, and as it is already added on the top of the post, so we might want to switch off this image on the front end only. If we further scroll down, there are many properties that you may want to switch off. Further, you might notice that in some cases this property ID is not visible because we have not added the labels for this particular type. So let's first discuss these things one by one. Now first of all, let's try to switch off this image from the front end. If we go back to schema item and scroll down, there is this image, and we can just switch off this front end visibility. Update, and we might want to switch off this thumbnail URL as well. So let's just switch off its front end visibility as well. After making this change, let's try to reload, and that image property is now gone. Now let's see what other problems we might have. Like for instance, here the labels are not shown because we haven't put labels in this particular scenario. So it's related to publisher and its address. So let's get back to publisher, and we are actually linking it to our existing schema item. So let's go to that schema item, a site organization, this one, and as you see, we haven't put any labels. The first solution is that we put just the labels like this. Organization name, we can put anything. If we update this, and let's get back and try to reload, this organization name label is now added. Another option that we can do, and that is a shortcut way of doing this, we can go to this settings and go to our special and turn on this option which says that use property ID as label if empty. So let's just turn on this option, save the settings, get back, and if we reload again, now all these labels are automatically picked up whatever property ID is used to display these property values. You might say that all these are added under a single table. Yes, because I don't want to superimpose my opinion of how to display these properties on the front end. I just want to show you a way to show these IDs. Let's explore another option, and there you might like that property as well. So let's just go to settings, post types. Under the post type, if we select this list, let's just save this. Now if we go to front end and try to reload, all of this is made into a big list, but bear with me. If we just go to customizer and copy this simple CSS, again I don't want to superimpose my opinion. I just want to show you like that there are some options available to slightly make it better. Let's just publish this. We have added it into the additional CSS section. Now if we reload, scroll down, you have noticed that these are slightly indented, which is showing that this is related to a second level of properties. Right now you might have also noticed that this organization name is there, but its address is not showing. Like its address details are showing, but these are looking like it's under the child of this slogan, but these are not the child of the slogan, these are child of the address. To overcome this problem, so let's get back to our site organization, its name, its URL, and image, slogan, and after that there is an address, and we have some properties related to address that as well. So we just put a space there, which will make this address value blank, and we shall be able to show it if we just save it. But it will not affect the schema, by the way. It is just for the front end. If we reload, now these address details are a child of address as well. If you are still not convinced, let me just show you another option. We go to settings, and if we select, instead of list and table, we select custom. And in case of custom, these are three boxes which explains what we can do for before loop. Loop means the loop of the fields, and then inside the loop and after the loop. And these are the available placeholders that you can use. If you need more, let me know and I shall add. But these are the placeholders that I thought are better utilized in this building up this markup. So you can use this boxes, and whatever you put over here shall be used on the front end. For instance, under the field label, US field label, I'm just going to add a class. Its style is equal to, so color red, nothing fancy there. Let's just save this. Now if we get back and try to reload, these colors are changed. So right now it is using an option of this custom template styling. Similarly, you can do any style that you want and it shall be reflected on the front end. Another thing that I want to bring to your attention is that there is a shortcode that you can use. So instead of hooking up on all the posts, before making this change, let me show you what is the difference between the two. So if we go to our test page, and now if we go to our second favorite book, and you might have noticed that these fields are also added, since we targeted the content which is applied to all the posts. But there might be instances where you don't want to display these fields on all the posts, or you might want to control the visibility or placement of these fields. In that case, you may need to use this shortcode. So let's just copy this shortcode. First of all, you need to put this filter. Let's just copy and put it instead of content. It's not copied, I guess. Let's try it one more time. I'm using a keyboard copy paste now. So I have just pasted this hook name over here, and let's change it to action, but it will not affect how we show it. Let's just save this setting, and now if we get back and try to reload, all these options shall be gone, because now we are targeting to display these fields using the shortcode. So if we go back and in our test page, let's try to add any text. Let me just copy any text from there. I'm just copying this task as a placeholder and just pasting it over here. And right after that, we want to show our fields. So let's just search for shortcode. Let's just move it between these two paragraphs. Let's get back to our settings. Copy this filter name and put it under these brackets. Update. And now if we reload our post, scroll down, there is this paragraph, and then we have this display fields, and we scroll down, then there is an again paragraph. It has just converted it to some code maybe, but this is not the code. Let's just copy this and remove the block. Inside the paragraph, let's just paste this. Do the same, because it was not looking good. Okay, update. Let's get back and try to reload one more time. And this time we have controlled the placement of our display fields wherever we want. And the benefit is that if we go to our other post and reload, this option shall be gone, and we can control on per post or per page basis wherever we want to display these fields. So what are your thoughts on this feature? Let us know in the comments below, and thank you for watching and have a nice time. Bye.